Hello, welcome to Kara Olmurani. I'm your host today. I'm so glad we have good news. Schools are going to open at last, and that is very, very great. And from our warriors to all their classmates and any other child out there who goes to school, they know what it means to have overstayed at home. It's one moment that the children are no longer looking forward. Uh, to going back to school rather here. So I'm so happy and to talk about now these times, these moments that the children are going back to school and all the other changes that we know so far that have taken place and all that. So it's a yay, and we really thank God. We also thank our government for enabling this, in as much as not all of them are going to school, but for the age that is going to school, we are still grateful, even as others prepare to go back to school. And we pray that with time, it will all normalize and every other person will be able to go back to school, because everyone is looking forward to that time to play with the other children in school, share the experiences. I remember when I was in school and we used to have midterms, or rather, when it's an end term. And when we get back, we'll really be so happy that we've spent some time apart, but now we would have a lot of gist amongst us. And basically, as we're going back to school, there's something about today with regards to that. And the first thing that I would like to talk about, Kenya has been affected. Like, there is this time we had a very high number of girls in the who expect children. So you might end up in a class, or rather your child might be going, and she's heavily expectant. And now you find that sometimes it's not like they were willing and all that. Some child, and life might not be the same again for them. So I'm here to give you some tips on what you can do. Number one, don't let that child sit at home. As far as I know, we can allow the girls to come in school in as much as they are expectant. So until now, we think, until the teachers now think that the girl is almost due, that's the time they're given some time off. But let's say you have a child in class 8 who, and she got pregnant during COVID time. Don't let that child stay at home. It's not healthy for the child. You'll make the child begin to self-inflict some ideas in her mind that she's not good enough. This can also bring up self-esteem issues. Of that, when all these children are, let your child go back to with the rest. It is good, and it might be different, of course, because there will be a lot of gossip with the girls or with the boys. They might be a girl. So the first thing you need to do is ensure that your girl has already undergone therapy. If not, get in touch with a counselor. It's you can even just talk to the least you can have 2 weeks before the girl goes to school again, if you've not done that. But get in touch with the girl, be talked to. And actually, I was from the court today, and any age below 18, and there's no consent, there's no sexual consent that girl can give. So all these children who've become expectant, and especially the primary school children, including the high school children, that was defilement. It doesn't matter, their consent is not consent, they're still children under the law. So let them have someone to talk to them, and let them see themselves the way God sees them. It is wrong, those who are defiled to the institution, to the constitution, they were defiled. So let them be in a case whereby they really, it doesn't matter the situation that they go to, that they go in when it comes to school. Definitely we'll have prying eyes in school. We'll have the gossipers, we'll have the boys who will look down upon them, especially the rude boys, class 8, and new terms and all, some new and the bad names and all that, but talk to them, assure them of their destinies, assure them of how good they are. And if your child, if you have a boy child who's also impregnated a girl out there, and your child is also in primary school or high school, as a parent, take responsibility. The fact that this child, the girl, it doesn't mean that your boy didn't do anything. It might not be written on the boy, but let knowing that he's gonna be a father despite the age. Then also, if your child that actually active, has not been defiled and all that, totally quarantined as a parent, in as much as that is good. Also talk to them, because when they're going back to school, they're going to expect, they're going to see changes. There's social distancing. There's also some of their classmates who are expectant, some of their classmates who might take it back to school because they're expectant, and all those who've departed as well due to COVID and all the other. So talk to your children as well. Let's not have stigma in schools, including teachers. So I really, because I know what a teacher can do to a child's life. A teacher who will always look down upon you will make you hate that subject. It doesn't matter or not. If the teacher does not congratulate you, if the teacher just keeps on withdrawing from the lashing the child with bad words and words that are not praiseworthy, that makes the child to have self-esteem issues. So if you find that it is bad enough that the girl was defiled and they are expectant, and the teacher is not helping and the students are not, because there's a tendency with the teachers whereby during assembly time, that is the time they call out, so and so, this is what you did. Yes, so is you can them talk to you, be their confidant. The least a child would need in such a scenario is someone to work with. So be that person. If you need counseling, if the child is traumatized and every other thing, because this is the time that trauma will really go high. Some of the children are just like, mommy, I can't go back to school. I really want to get the child fast so that I can go back next year. And this is because of self-esteem and the kind of classmate that the child has. That is trauma. So let's not traumatize ourselves. You find that some of them have already traumatized their children enough. And then now you go to school, you have your classmates who are laughing at you. You have examples. Don't be like her. Don't be, and this is mostly the girl child, because she's the one bearing, one whose womb will actually protrude. So let's hold them. We are not congratulating them for whatever happened. Hold them. Let's be our sister's keeper. Let's be our brothers. Do all that we can do in order. You see, or these afflictions might even end them feel like committing suicide. Some of the parents don't know what to do. They feel like their children are down, and whatever they've done will really stay in the minds of, let's say, the villagers and every other person. For as much as that can be true, be the support that your child needs. Talk to your children, prepare them for school, whether the child is expectant or not, whether the child is responsible for someone's pregnancy out there or not. Talk to them. It's been an awesome time. Some parents felt like, oh, school fees, we are actually going to, but now the government has said 11th, some schools have said 12th, and others are according to the time that they are going, but to really Lord. So even as we are blessing the Lord, let's not forget the circumstances that surround us. Let's not forget that which some months ago, COVID was no longer the topmost talk, but rather the pregnancy of the teenage school. Let's talk about that. Let's know how they feel. Let's know if they're okay, and if they're not okay, seek counseling, seek professional. Really helps. You might not see the reason now, but it really does. Have a seat and talk to your child. Don't just send your child to school telling her, what you end up on, whatever you did. It's never that right. It's never right. And you find that your grandson or your granddaughter that you are expecting right now is someone who will actually lift up. Let's also look at the position that God is putting you. So many women are looking out there. The circumstance in which your child has conceived is not right. Accept the baby to be born in rejection. Don't let them be born with a bad. Don't let them remind you of the tears that you've had to cry because your child was expectant. Just love on them. Let them be. And also ensure your antenatal help that she needs. Let her go for clinic or for any other sessions, and it means you might know whoever got your child pregnant. Include them in the process because they're becoming fathers. This child will be 40 years and they will still remember at the age of 12, at the age of 13, I got a child with this lady. So include them in the process. They might not end up together, but just include them in the process. It's important. And also the boy gets also to learn some things. Next time you'll find that he will abstain and wait for the right time. Having said, I'm also glad that our warriors are doing great, and we thank God for the support that you've been giving unto us. Your helping us. We know without God we can't be. Without God, Kara is not. So we are at that point where we are thanking God, and we thank God for you, our viewers. We thank God for you, our supporters. We thank God for everything, including just coming online us to hear us, and to also ask your questions, and to give us feedback as well. It's really been great, and we thank God for that. Otherwise, we would like for you to always remember Teal. Wherever you are, remember Teal. And the hashtag is always protect, report, support. Don't forget. Those children that are coming to your school, protect them. And if there's a case that has arisen, if there's a case that was not tackled,